So after I built the giant arms for the SDMG Barbatos, I was like, well, I need something for the Freedom now, the very first one in the line. And, well, it wasn't hard to find something, and it's quite the something. It's the Meteor unit. Like, that's quite the drastic jump from, you know, giant claws and a tail to a mobile armor. But I'm down with it. And it's from, I've never got anything from this company, DDB Corgi. Never heard of them. Actually, no, I lie. I have seen this symbol on stuff I've seen on eBay, but never actual store. I got this from AliExpress, one of the few things. This and the SD Master Grade Strike Rouge are the first two things I've gotten in a long time, because I had some shipping problems with the with that place. And this thing is pretty good. Just like the giant arms, it does have a few problems because, well, the quality of the plastic isn't quite there. It's very good, but it does lead to some unfortunate breakage, really just here. Everything else, I had to glue a couple things. Some things are loose, like these flaps over the giant thrusters, which look like GN drives. I like the fact that there's clear blue. It's really weird. It looks like a gear inside here, which is like clear blue, and all it does is let you see some clear up here in these little cracks around the turbines. It's just kind of funny that it's inside. It's like this weird looking, like a, it looks like a gear or like a water wheel. It's kind of weird. You'll never see it. And that's lots of nice color. Love the silver. Silver is really nice, and that purple pink is spot on. The colors are really great. It just has a two-tone, actually more like three-tone, because there's the white, and then there's like an off gray, and then there's even darker gray. They did oh, and there's even darker gray right here. Yeah, really great job on this whole thing. It holds together. Once you have everything tabbed in, it's rock solid in this mode. And thankfully, they give you a nice little stand. I'm assuming it's custom because it has this little extra bit right here that can adjust. I don't know why it needs to adjust, because it's going into this hole and to this hole. So it has to be the same like alignment. It's not going to change the distance. So I don't really know why it can hinge, but it can. And there, now it's on the stand. And it looks pretty cool. If you don't want to have it attached to the Freedom for whatever reason, you can do that. And it even comes with its own water slide decal sheet. Nothing huge, but it, you know, has the Eternal Meteor, yeah, mobile suit embedded tactical enforcer. I like how they didn't use the beginning at the the enforcer one. It has to be like the middle letters, because they're like, well, we want it to sound cool, but we can't. Oh, who cares? Just call it Meteor anyways. Now, the arm pieces, I call them the arm pieces because they know the arms hold them, have these really, really nice, thick red beams. I think the official one, because I have the official one, they're bigger, obviously, because the 144 is quite a bit. I'd say not quite double. I say about a third bigger. And these beams, I think, just peg into with the middle piece. This one has 3 prongs. I think it might be similar, but this is actually pretty thick, clear plastic, and it looks great once it's connected. And it holds great too. So I like those. These little end pieces, I probably should glue these little dangly bits that stick out of the barrel, the beam emitter. Now, this part here, this is a problem. So it has like tail lights, I guess sensors in the back. You might notice that one's missing because this thing is not going flush. And so I was trying to push it in, and I guess my finger slid and it came off and it sliced my finger open, and then the clear bit went somewhere. So that's annoying. You can't back up quite right, so he has to look at behind him when he goes to back up or turn. And now I'm going to take him off the stand because, of course, we have to connect it to the Freedom. Oh, and these things here are ball jointed. It's an interesting idea. I don't recall these actually being able to move. These can move, but I don't remember seeing these move. But they're ball jointed if you want them to be ball jointed. Okay. So what we gotta do is untab the arm pieces. There's, oh, something fell off. There's a tab up here and a tab down here. So it holds both halves together. And the reason that's a good thing is because this part, well, the little tabs, this piece here is the hinge, and there is two tabs on each side. And the thing is, it's 2 halves. If this had been a solid piece, that might not have happened. And if I had, what I should have done was glue the entire thing before I put it in here, because it's only relying on 1/2 of a connection point for those pegs. And so it just snapped off when I tried to. This half is fine, but both pegs snapped off this side. But the good thing is, in either configuration, they're tabbed in very solidly. In the normal like mode for the Eternal, they're tabbed into the arms in 2 spots on either side. And in mobile armor mode, they're tabbed right up here with these tabs, and they hold really nicely. Oh, and more things are falling off. Well, I'm learning what else I need to glue. Actually, I don't know how that came off because it's supposed to be locked in place. Oh, it broke. Oh, that's weird. I don't even know how that happened. Well, hey, it happened. That was fine before. Anywho, we'll just I'll glue that later. It's not a huge deal. I'll live. But anyways, let's glue that. Let's peg that onto the top, and then this part flips, like just flips over, and it has little holes that'll tab in to right here. And then these have really cool armatures that come out, and it's kind of tricky. They're really tight, so you gotta kind of fiddle with them sometimes if they come unpegged from the arms. But yeah, it's got a couple hinges in here, and let me just tab them back together. Alright, now those are out very precariously. You can also slide these parts. Now these are the things in the show that kind of clamp around the waist of the mobile suit to hold it in. Not gonna happen here. And I completely forgot about this on the Freedom, but this thruster, the bottom one, is on a hinge. I totally forgot about this, and I've built the thing a couple times now. You fold it out, and it's got a port. And that's where this adapter piece comes into play. And here it is connected, just the back piece, which we did see at one point during the fight with the Providence. It only had the back piece. I think this side was damaged. But now I can show you the missile pods on the main body. So you got the ones here, which are those sections that are ball jointed, and separate red plastic that goes underneath the gray, which is always an awesome look. And then the ones here, which that's one of the panels here that broke. These flip up, and they're not molded with a separate piece of red, but I think because they're so small, I'll let it slide. But yeah, that one should be up like that too. God, that's annoying. I don't know why that broke. I think that was the first one I tried to get in, and it was a little tricky because it's a weird angle. You have to slide the cover in, have it go up a little bit so there's enough space to peg this gray piece in, which has the missiles molded in. It's a really weird setup. It works, and these stay in place, but it's very easy to stress that hinge, I suppose. So that's annoying. And then, of course, there's also missile pods here on the armatures, which can just flip out. And I love how they're molded in, so they kind of go into the groove here. Not flat, but there's also separate red pieces for there. Very cool. Now you can, like I've said, attach the armatures and have them holding it and pegging to the hand. But there's another way to do it, and personally, a better way. Now, to do this configuration, you need these adapters. There's 2 of them. They got a little hinge. And what they'll do is peg into the hole on the elbow where the shield would usually go. And then you don't need the armature anymore, because you're going to just tab that connector that had the armature in it into the elbow piece, like so. And then the handle, of course, will peg into the hand, and that's, I think, a much better and more solid connection than just the peg in the hand and like that weird dangly armature, which I'm not a big fan of personally. And there is all put together Meteor unit with the Freedom gun. Looking, God, this looks so freaking awesome. I like it a lot more personally than the high grade and how it looks. The high grade is obviously official and a lot better to put together, but there's a lot more going on. Like, it takes a lot longer to assemble this thing. There's a lot more inner pieces compared to a high grade, as I think it should be. That thing's like 25 years old now, or at least, no, 20 years old. About, yeah. Now, of course, you can see the arms are kind of heavy, as you would expect, and if you put the beam effects, it's even heavier. Thankfully, let me get that stand back on the main part of the body. And I apparently just answered my own question as to why this one extra hinge connector is hinged, is because it can't be connected when the Meteor unit is transformed to connect to the Freedom. There's nowhere, it just gets covered up because the other piece folds over. So what they did here is they give you an extra pair of little baby stands with these really cool looking hoop shapes. It was like a little teeny trident, because there are on the one side, so you have to make sure that the side that you're using, these little parts on the underside, there's 2 little grooves, and you can't really see it. Little grooves, little indents in the gray in the middle. So they have to be on the bottom, because this tab that's in the middle of the hoops will tab into there. And there's 2, so you can have it a little farther forward or a little farther back, however you want. but that means you can have your Meteor unit displayed like that, and that is pretty awesome. So it'll stay on the table perfectly fine. Yeah, it goes a lot forward, but man, this thing looks awesome. And you don't have to have that. You can have them just, you know, resting on the table if you have a long table. But I don't think it really matters. But I love this thing. And it was, you know what? It wasn't a huge amount more than what the Barbatos has. And it's quite the big difference. Like this guy, I think this set was, I think, 20. This one was like 40. I think maybe almost 50. I got a discount, but I think originally it was like 50. But yeah, you get what you pay for. Like I said, there are some problems, some things you got to glue. Be careful with the hinges that fold around, that fold around to the main body. But still, once it's all said and done, this thing is amazing. I love it, and it's gonna look awesome on the shelf for sure.